Good morning. For breakfast today, I'm actually using up the brisket. So I threw the brisket in the pan with spinach, and I'll add my eggs to it. I think mayo and mustard will sound good with it, so I'm gonna mix that in also. All right, so this is breakfast today. 3 eggs, sausage, brisket, a little mayo, avocado mayo, and mustard with a side of raspberries. Getting a little workout in on the elliptical. Gonna do 5 minutes, almost 1 mile. I have no idea why I said 5 minutes. That's what I was doing. I did 15 minutes. All right, so this is lunch today. Tacos. Taco shells from Siete. Avocado, lettuce, onion, tomato, cheese. Looks yummy. Hey guys, how's it going? I hope your Monday's going well. I received some distressing news, terrible news. Someone that I used to work with, he wasn't employed by my employer, but he was someone who worked for a consultation company. Back years ago, maybe about 10 years ago, he would come to where I worked and he would need access to a phone room. So I would escort him access, and we just, he came pretty often. So, we talked quite a bit and became friends. Then, I didn't really see him very often because, like I said, he didn't work for my employer. So we were friendly, but didn't really stay in touch a whole lot. The last time I saw him was, I think, back in February of this year. And he was like, prior to that, I probably hadn't seen him for a few years, like with all the COVID pandemic stuff. But he was like the same person, super friendly, and just like, I don't know, he was just authentically a good person. Like, he was very genuine and he really cared about you. But yeah, I received news that he passed away yesterday. And he was only 3 years older than me. He was 43. And he was married and had 2 kids, young kids. And it just, like, I'm still kind of processing it. Like, I can't believe he passed away. He was just a super nice person. He was healthy. Like, his body weight, might have been, a little, he might have had a little bit of fat, but it wasn't anything major, like nothing like me. So I was just shocked, someone that you think is healthy, and to go through something like that, it's shocking. But I don't know, I've been thinking about that all day, of course, and thinking about him, and just lately, the past couple of months, there's been just so many people in my life that have had health issues, including myself with the pulmonary embolisms. Someone else that I worked with actually died from a massive heart attack, but he was revived, and I think he died twice and was revived. That happened. My good friend Chris, he had clots in his lung and leg. Luckily, that went okay for him. That happened a couple of years ago now. Trying to think who else. Someone else I worked with passed away. This is probably a couple years now. He passed away from liver cancer, and he was like early to mid 30s. He was really young. I think I've mentioned this in a video before. There's this YouTuber I've watched. He had a massive heart attack. I'm trying to think who else. But it's just, it seems like, I don't think it's just me, but it seems like there's a lot of major health issues happening to younger people, like the millennial generation. I don't know. I think it's really strange that this is suddenly happening. I mean, I know as we age, we expect health issues, but it's just like these major health issues of heart attacks and clotting. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right for people in their 40s to be having all these major issues, especially when, of all those people I mentioned, I was like the heaviest one. You know, these other people. Oh, there's my friend's brother-in-law. He had a massive heart attack, and luckily, he made it. Caught it in time. He had a 99% blockage in the artery is nicknamed the Widowmaker in that artery, and I think he's also 3 years older than me. I think, but he's young also. So it's just like something's going on that's doing this. And the only thing that I can come to, it's like I've thought maybe the COVID vaccines, I know that it's been proven that the COVID vaccine has caused clots. But I know, well, I can't say I know, but out of all those people I mentioned, one, the person that I spoke about first, I have a feeling that he probably didn't get the vaccine. So that just leads me to then ponder and wonder if it's just the way that we've been raised. Um, all this ultra processed food didn't really begin until the 70s. And like high fructose corn syrup really became more apparent in our diet in the 80s. High fructose corn syrup, there's artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose. I don't know if they both came out in the 80s, but um, what else? Hydrogenated oils like canola oil, all the seed oils, um, were all really started around that time, and just being sedentary. I feel like a sedentary lifestyle probably also started more in the 80s. I just think of like, you know, kids, what how I was raised or how I grew up with video games. Video games are more electronic stuff, maybe more sedentary. The internet. Saw the boom of technology was around, the 80s and 90s. So that all led to more sedentary lifestyles. And I don't know, I just think that, you know, there's many proven tests that this food's bad for us. Like hydrogenated oils cause inflammation. Then, of course, that promotes plaque buildup in your arteries. Um, all the sugar that we eat now. I was reading a little bit about high fructose corn syrup and how it's metabolized through the liver. I guess it's different than regular sugar. Like, um, I don't know. I won't say that regular sugar is table sugar, but maybe fructose. I don't know how the different sugars are metabolized by your body, but supposedly high fructose corn syrup is metabolized by the liver, and whatever process the body goes through to metabolize that also contributes to um, like plaque buildup in the arteries. Um, and then just sugar in general causes inflammation. Too much sugar causes inflammation of any type of sugar causes inflammation. Uh, so it's like I don't know. I feel like the diet. I think a lot of this is contributed to the diet that we've been on, and of course our parents, they didn't know any better. They were being told that low fat food was healthy for us. All these oils were supposed to be healthy. Even the food pyramid from the government tells us to eat I don't know how many servings of like grains, processed grains per day. Like the good proteins and fats are high up the pyramid. It's like the pyramid needs to be flipped upside down to actually be healthy. But yeah, I was just, I know I've been thinking about that, thinking about just so many people around my age and even myself who have been through so many health issues. I just felt so bad to know this person died yesterday. It's just like it's still a shock. Um, what else was I gonna say? It's just I don't know. It makes me think, of course, that our lives are very short. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. I know with myself, I was just cruising through life. I was trying to lose weight, but I still feel like I wasn't really. I didn't have any specific goal in life or like reason to live or like motive. Like I was just enjoying life, but life felt pointless at the same time also. So going through these experiences, it just kind of wakes you up. It just makes you realize that you know what, you better start living for a reason. Um, and it makes you also realize what those reasons are, like the people in your life, family, friends. It's like you have to create deep relationships with them, spend time with them, and I know everyone's not religious, but for me, I am, and um, just that knowing, having more knowledge in your salvation. Like for so long, I just believed what I was told about the Bible, Jesus, God. I was just told this, and I believed everything I was told, which I think that was okay. However, I never seeked God for myself to understand for myself, and I think you definitely have to seek God. Um, it just reinforces reinforces what you believe, and the way when you read scripture, I think things will be revealed differently to you, or we're all different, we all perceive this life differently, so things you read you'll perceive and get different things out of. But yeah, it just makes me more aware that nothing in this life really matters. Like I see, I don't know, just I I'm on social media a lot, so it's the people who go to theme parks like myself, and the foodies who are traveling just to basically try food, and even those who travel to see the world. It's like none of that stuff really matters at all. Some other people, they're single and travel, and I know from my experience there's not true happiness in being single and doing that stuff alone. If you enjoy that, that's fine, but I don't know. I think not many people enjoy doing that alone. Um, so it's just made me more aware of how short life is and how you need to really have a reason for what you're doing every day. It's like you can't just live by the edge of your seat. It's like you have to progressively better yourself, study the Bible, have more faith. I just think that's really important. Um, hmm. I think at one point, I think we will all, obviously, will all have to experience death unless the Lord Jesus comes back to earth prior to that. But I feel that no one knows when he's coming back, but if he doesn't come back during our lifetime, we'll have to experience death. And I think when you're in that situation of having to experience death, I feel like if you don't have a firm grasp on what's important, it's like, I think you're going to feel regret. And to be older and have regret, that just seems like a worse situation to me. Um, I think really the only type of regret you should probably have is like related to your salvation. If you regret never reading the Bible or figuring out your salvation, I think that's ultimately the worst regret to have. I think that's really the only one to really be concerned with. And I mean, even if you're older, of course, you can still correct that. But I don't know. It's just, I think just a lot of people, because I'm just thinking about my perspective prior to me going through the pulmonary embolism. It's like these thoughts, I guess, were in my mind. Like, I know life is short, and, I was raised in a church, so I always knew about God and Jesus, but I never took it upon myself to pursue and learn about and to seek God. So when things like this happen, and I think it happens to a lot of people, this just makes you more aware of that. And I don't know. Just I wish there was some way I could tell people that like, stop wasting time. I just feel like I don't know, there's not much time left. It's like we never know when we're going to pass away from this world. So it's like you have to be ready. This is just a little something that I have noticed about my mental thought process, but I think I've always like told myself, as long as I'm trying to lose weight, like as long as I'm actively trying to lose weight, I'm going in the right direction of health, which, I fully believe. I know there's a lot of, what do you call it, fat influencers or fat acceptance people who tell you, accept, like your body for being fat. I mean, you should always, love yourself, but, you should love yourself enough to know that you need to lose weight. But I think I've always, had the idea that as long as I was losing weight and as long as I reached my goal weight, that, I was then healthy. Like I was almost invincible. Like nothing could affect me health wise as long as I'm skinny. And I don't know, it's just obviously that's the completely wrong way of thinking. It's like I am pursuing weight loss to improve my health. And, it's definitely okay to do that. But it's like, I can't have the mentality like I'm invincible suddenly because, like being skinny means you're healthy. Um, I mean, I guess there's probably certain things of your life that are healthier. Like you can move around easier, your cardiovascular system can be improved, but, like things like plaquing of the arteries, that I kind of feel that has a lot to do with genetics. I mean, if you're eating on ultra processed food and a lot of inflammatory foods, obviously that plays a role. But basically, just, it's regardless of what you do, you can think you're healthy, but, you know, that may not always be the case. You just have to, I think, not worry about it too much. Just, do what you can, do what you think is best for yourself. And that's all you really can do. It's like you can't obsess over it. But something that I want to do starting yesterday, I'm continuing intermittent fasting, so I'm only eating 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's I did that yesterday because of the night before yesterday. fortnight ago. I was just having a lot of palpitations. I felt very full in my stomach, and I wish that I didn't have food in my stomach that night. So that's why yesterday I stopped eating at 2, and I did feel better last night. I slept a lot better last night, that's for sure. But also the palpitations were less. Still having a couple today, but they don't seem as intense as they were like 2 days ago. But anyway, I'm doing intermittent fasting again just because I like the feeling of not having a lot of food on my stomach at night. And the other most important reason is because I need to obviously continue losing weight. I'm on this blood thinner right now, and being overweight contributes to blood clots. So obviously, it's in my best interest to lose some weight, continue losing weight. I'm very thankful that I'm not at the weight that I was about a year ago, a year and almost a half ago. I was 355 in September of 23. So I'm glad I'm at where I'm at now, but I need to keep going. I need to ultimately I want to weigh 200 pounds or less ultimately. So I figured intermittent fasting will be a good tool to use until I get to that weight. And also, I'm thinking about my doctor may potentially take me off the blood thinners in November after I have the genetic blood tests to see if the clotting was due to any genetic reason. So I just feel like I need to lose as much weight as I can now prior to November when I potentially get off the blood thinners, because I don't want to be the same weight and off of blood thinners if the weight's only contributing to a higher risk of blood clots. So basically, yeah, intermittent fasting to progress my weight loss until November and beyond, of course. It's like after I get off the blood clots, obviously I can't put weight back on. I have to maintain a healthy body weight. So I'm thinking about that. And what was the other thing I was going to mention? I don't know what I was going to mention now. Just intermittent fasting, is a good tool I can use. It's worked in the past. It helps restrict calories, and it also helps, I think, shrink my stomach. So I know when I've done it in the past, I tended to eat smaller. I tended to be less hungry, which just resulted in me eating less every meal. So I think it kind of shrinks your stomach. So that's the plan for now. To do intermittent fasting, drop some more weight. I've got to get serious about losing this weight. So I will also continue doing low carb. I don't know if I'll restrict like things like sweet potatoes. That bread I bought, I still have a loaf in my freezer. So it's whole grain. It's not refined, but I don't know. I might finish that, but I'm going to still be careful of eating high carb items just because it causes cravings. But I think ultimately, a little bit of carbs isn't going to hurt me, especially if it's from natural sources. That's another thing is just I want to eat completely natural. Like I want to cut out all the ultra processed food like completely. If it's ultra processed, then I don't want to be eating it. So I think those things will be good goals for me. And also, I thought about something that I thought of earlier for this video. If you're around my age, like if you're in your 30s or 40s, and you also have this feeling like something else is going on, could you like leave a comment and just tell me your experience or story? Because I'm just really interested. It's like, is this just my perspective of people around my age having health issues because we're getting older, or is something like, I feel like there must be a spike. I would love. I don't know if you can get this type of data, but I would love to see the data of like people coming in with heart attacks to hospitals like within the past 5 years, and I'm just very curious of their age. Um, so I'll have to do some googling to see if I can pull that data somehow. But anyways, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the night. I just read the Bible a little bit, and uh, my mind just like gravitates to want to eat food. It's like I'm bored and I just want to eat something. It's like I have to find something else to utilize that time with. It's like right now I'm not really hungry. I just feel like I want to snack on stuff. So it's a habit that I need to break. It's like I need to find something else I can put that energy into. I really want to go like work out, but it's just I start to feel kind of breathless and the dizziness will sometimes hit, so I just feel like I can't do that quite yet. I have been using the elliptical. This morning I used it for 15 minutes, like I showed. I think I'll do that again before I take a shower today. I need to. I was wondering. I don't know if if these issues are related to the blood thinner. I know that I've read that blood thinners can cause breathlessness. I was talking to a friend, and he said, I don't really know what blood thinners could be doing. They're modifying the way that your blood clots, and that affects other things. So it's hard to say, even for the symptoms that there's no history of, or symptoms that no one else has experienced. Doesn't mean you won't experience symptoms from it. So I really want to get off these blood thinners, honestly. I really want to get off of them. But at the same time, I'm kind of concerned about getting off of them. That's why I feel like this time that I'm on these until at least November, I want to lose as much weight as I can. I don't know, a few months ago, like I was wondering how I wanted the genetic blood test to go. Like, do I want them to tell me I'm staying on blood thinners for all my life? Or do I want them to find no issue and then live with wonder, like wondering what caused this blood clot? I feel kind of protected being on blood thinners. So that was something that I was thinking about, but now I feel I don't want to be on blood thinners. I don't know if they'll figure out what did cause this. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. It's like I'll let it go whichever way it ends up. But if I am off of blood thinners, I think I'll probably continue. I'll talk to my doctor about it, but I feel like even regardless of what they tell me, so many doctors, I don't know. I've not been happy with the experience. It feels like they should care more about you. The primary doctor that I have now has been great. Like, and probably the reason is her practice doesn't take any insurance, so it's all like out of pocket. But I think that gives you better care. All these other doctors have all been covered by the insurance. So I don't know if that's the reason why I feel like I don't get as great care or what. But yeah, it's just to the heart. I had a heart monitor on a couple of weeks ago. It's like I still don't have those results. I had to ship it back, and it's like the tracking number says it's going through some distribution facility, and I still don't have those results. So I know that's not the doctor's fault, but I don't know. For the way I'm feeling, I feel like they should be doing more, like reaching out to me, like asking how I'm feeling, what's going on. I was like, we'll see you. We'll put you on a heart monitor, send it back. We'll see you in like 3-4 weeks. It's like you go through this life-threatening experience, and they just kind of, I feel like they brush it off. I don't know. Just medical care is not that great. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. I know it was kind of long, but I'll talk to y'all later.